When I say top three, I mean I'm one West. Either you get it or you don't. Simple as that. Let me show y'all why. Let's get it.
I just float with it. Fuck what you did, I'm at your throat with it. You can learn something, take a note with it. Dedicated my life, I took an oath with it. For the blood of my brothers, we don't do no switching. I run with who I run with, ain't no clicking. Try me till you done with no decision. Lead a scene like a Mack truck with 4 collisions. Pose everywhere, but they ain't gon' vote dissing. Coming at you live and direct, I don't do no dissing. Don't try this, it's just practice, but it's my risk. I can freeze time, look at my wrist. Bloodline and Lion of Judah, I'm hybrid, cause I'm the go-to. Tryna reign forever, man, who chose you? Niggas thinking that they high, I say I'm cold too. Never go against the cold or it's cold blue. That's my vibe with it. I got 10% of your memory, pay tithes with it. Keep a piece of your apple so I don't FaceTime with it. If we fall out, I don't burn bridges, I bomb bridges. Can't deny the truth for greatness, fall in line with it. Can't beat us, join us, one West where you find niggas. Rap what I rap about, don't confuse my squad, nigga. The difference is we know you hope that guy with you. Enjoy the fruits of my labor with a banana clip, my mind different. You would think that Bitcoin fell the way these stockpiling. Green beans with supersonic rays, I am not island. Be a high head, get a heat seeker, so stop wildin'. Big dog to you little pups, so stop growling. I'm my only competition, there is no challenge. I do this in my sleep, man, I am not lying. Different breed, pick a choose, I can switch the lead. Ain't no up in the score, cause we ain't switching leads. Watch who you call your dog or you be picking fleas. Or get a drum roll like a 2-piece in a biscuit, please. You ain't got enough stripes just to sit with me. On top of the food chain, you can't get with me. Coded to the common cold, you ain't as sick as me. Moses to your wave, got a stab that can split your seed. I make everything high. I took a bar off, all I did was breathe. Championship games, I treat them as practice. Look at niggas' career high like, yeah, that's what I average. Do this with my eyes closed and walking backwards. See, I call them trophies, but you know them as caskets. Everybody energy change up when it's static. T.I. with the fittest, too many ways niggas cap it. We taking new soldiers every day, put your app in. Taking new soldiers every day, put your app in.
Okay, that's enough, man. That's enough, man. That's enough, man. We done.
Gotta get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud. Get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud.
Gotta get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud. Get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud.
Riding through the city, AK in the trunk, got my hand on my lap with a strap on it. I got niggas taking pics on the fast, taking pics, and I know the cell phone got a tap on it. Petty motherfucker ain't beefing over wax, this grown man ball spin backs on it. I can get your hit shells jumping off the pavement like to put it doing jumping jacks on it. Brotherhood out of my section, brotherhood gotta be a weapon. I'd rather break bread with your nigga, plus look at little mama, she sexy. We can shoot it out together, touch mine, better know that I'm stepping. But you a black man like me, so I'd rather see you fly like the Jetsons. Tryna not bust my chrome, king shit, look at my throne. If the police jumping on one of your niggas, go help, don't pull out a phone. It's black ownership, black wealth over everything, get that shit in your dome. And when you get money out the hood, put other niggas on. Yeah, gotta get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud.
Gotta get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud.
Gotta get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud.
Gotta get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the mud.
Gotta get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud.
Hey,
gotta get it out the mud.
Gotta get it out the
We still here, still standing. UPK, we never left the building. Commanding General Yohana, you know, whoa. Check it out. Woe into America. Look. Seize everything and bring these crackers to their knees. I need everything and I do mean everything. I know they don't like us, Go ahead and try us. Don't make me call upon the Lord and put this earth on fire. I'm only getting better and I'm only getting higher. And you are getting weaker. That's why you cannot beat us. I know you do not like us. We don't like you neither. You went against the grain. You should be ashamed. You went against a king. Let's just call it treason. Can't wait for killing season. All that shit that you be preaching. Let me see if you believe it. They say they can't be touched. Well, I'm about to put my hands on them. No more missing nice guy. I gave that spirit up. Lord, give me strength so I can tear this city up. Babylon is falling, but it's just not fast enough. Angels with a nigga, so you niggas cannot touch. Ooh,
this shit not adding up. Fucking raise it up. Listen to them devils while you let them gas you up. Yeah. Said I pray they understand. I said I pray they understand. This shit not adding up. Fucking raise it up. Listen to them devils while you let them gas you up. Said I pray they understand. Hey, I said I pray they understand.
They want me to bite my tongue, they don't like criticism. Can't say oppressors the devil, YouTube restricted niggas. But they can post bitches twerking, police killing niggas. You can rap about catching bodies and millions listen. Bitches rap about they box and children listen. You say you black and gay, to them you still a nigga. You chasing Susie and Becky, they Emmett Tiller niggas. You got the ones that compromise, and you got field niggas. It's a real difference, it make me feel different. When I kick on my boots, tie up a meat tree, I know what we teaching at camp, nobody teaching. These devils telling lies without blinking. They ain't got the integrity, try to reach them. They say they conscious and they woke, but they sleepy. I ain't sparing nobody, I'm going in. It's a rap when I hop up on that podium.
This shit not adding up, fucking raise it up. Listen to them devils while you let them gas you up. Yeah. Said I pray they understand. I said I pray they understand. This shit.
To it, y'all. We about to get into it, y'all. What's going on? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm priest and officer of 1,000 Ricard Aria. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And what we do is we teach the Black, Hispanic, and Native people that they are God's true and only chosen people. And what being God's true and only chosen people comes with a set of responsibilities. Those responsibilities for us to look out for each other, take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole law is all about. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what the law is all about. You know what I'm saying? Today's subject is we about to get into is about the Bible being a Black history book. The Bible is a Black book. The Bible is Black history. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all might not understand that, but that's what this class is here for today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, it's, you know, looking at this, you know, month as if it's significant to you. So I want to give you some real Black history. Y'all thinking, you know what I'm saying, Killer Mike winning 3 Grammys is Black history. Y'all thinking, you know what I'm saying, Beyonce having the most Grammys out of all artists is Black history. No. Or that doesn't certify them as good entertainers for our oppressor. Because that's who they are pleasing when they get a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? But if you have any questions, type them on in. Any questions that you may have, any questions at all, type them on in the chat. I'll be able to see them. Just make sure they're logical questions. They'll be coming in here trying to beef. It starts no trouble. We could do that after class. You know what I'm saying? But today, I'm teaching. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we're going to start off with Daniel 7 and 4. And if you go to the YouTube, I'm going to be typing these scriptures inside the, what's the name? Daniel 7 and 4. All right. And it starts off, Daniel chapter 7. No, I said 7 and 4, then 9. No, let me start with 10 and 4. I was kind of close. Sometimes people forget things. Daniel chapter 10, verse 4. And in the 24th day of the first month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is in Hiddekel, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen. So this is Daniel. He sees a certain man clothed in linen. This is a certain man. Now I need you to remember this description. This description is quite common. Let's read it. I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. So this dude dressed fine. You know what I'm saying? He dressed real slick and real smooth. You know what I'm saying? Looking fly out here. That is something that, you know, black people seem to specialize in. You know, we like looking good. That's what we do. His body was also like the beryl. His body was also like the beryl. What does that mean? If you know what the color of beryl ranges actually in many colors, but the most common one is green. So whose body is actually green? Who has a green body? Nobody has a green body. So how can a person's body be green? It must be the clothes he's rocking. He must be draped in some type of green apparel, some green fabric. You know what I'm saying? And his face as the appearance of lightning. Like, what does it feel like when you see lightning? Lightning is like a flash. Lightning is like something that frightens you. When you see lightning, you're afraid. That's why you run in the house. You run for cover. You're scared you might get struck. So he was a very frightening looking man. This certain man was very frightening, looking. And his eyes as lamps of fire. His eyes was as lamps of fire. What does that mean? His eyes were red. You all know when a man sips a little, his eyes turn red. When he's angry, his eyes turn red. You know what I'm saying? There's many reasons why a man's eyes turn red. Let's continue. And his arms and his feet, like in color. So his arms, his feet are like as in color. So he's describing this man's flesh now. His arms and his feet are like as in color to polished brass. If you know the color of polished brass, I'm sorry, those people in Israel will lose. But polished brass is of the tint of brown. Polished brass is of a brownish hue. It is not of a pink hue. It is not of a red hue. It is of a brown hue. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is like. You know what I'm saying? And the voice of his words, like the voice of a multitude. So this certain man was loud. You know what I'm saying? This certain man's voice carried. You know what I'm saying? Now let's go to Daniel 7. Let's see if there's any more color in the Bible, because the Christian church would like to tell you that there's no color in the Bible. Christian church would like to tell you God loves everybody. Jesus Christ is the rainbow. Yes, I heard that. I heard Christians say Jesus Christ is the rainbow. He is every color, which makes no sense. None at all. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with Daniel 7 and let's go with Daniel 7 and 9. Let me put it up here. Now, if you on the Facebook, if you on the YouTube, which is ISUPK Boston or Boston ISUPK, you go on the YouTube and you'll be able to see the scriptures that I'm posting. So if you got a gripe, at least you have some evidence, to help back you. You know what I'm saying? All right. Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld the thrones were cast down, and the ancients of days did sit. So the thrones were cast down. All the kingdoms are fallen. But there's one throne that's still standing. That's the Most High. Because who else could be called an ancient of days? Who was as old as time itself? Who? The ancient of days can be no other but the Most High. That's who the ancient of days is. Who else can the ancient of days be? So let's get with it. Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancient of days did sit, whose garment was white as snow. The Most High, he's in a white garment, white as snow. That's what his garment, mind you. It's not talking about his flesh. It's talking about his garment. Was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. So his garment was white as snow, but his hair was like pure wool. If you ever seen wool, you know wool's of a nappy texture. It's of that thick, kinky texture. Now, this is not describing Christ. This is describing the Ancient of Days. This is describing the Most High. The Most High has a fro. The Most High has naps. The Most High's hair is thick as can be. That's who it's describing. It's not describing anybody else. And this is in Daniel. This is Daniel 7 and 9. These ain't my words. You got a problem with it? Pick up your Bible. Read it. Prove me wrong. Mind you, his hair like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame and wheels of burning fire. You know what I'm saying? So his hair was like pure wool. Whose hair is like pure wool? The Most High said, so if this is describing God as having thick, nappy hair, because if you've seen pure wool, you can't comb through that. Farmers be having the roughest time just shaving it off, and they had to build a special type of shaver, special type of equipment just to shave the wool off a sheep now. So ask yourself this: who on this planet has that type of hair? Does our oppressor have that type of hair? Does Asians have that type of hair? How about East Indians? Most Africans don't even have that type of hair. It's only us Negroes. Only us Negroes. You know what I'm saying? We're going to drop that. Let's get Ezekiel 1 and 5. Let me type it up in this chat. Let's get Ezekiel 1 and 5. Right? Let me catch up with you. I had to type it in the chat. I ain't even showing it yet. Let me show it now. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. Hopefully y'all got y'all Bibles with y'all, man. Don't forget to tap that screen and share. Hopefully y'all got y'all, join with y'all. So y'all can see I ain't making up no words. I ain't adding nothing. I ain't taking away from nothing. I'm reading it straight and clear. You know what I'm saying? So let's get with it. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 creatures. Now, this is talking about a creature. He's about to describe a creature. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. So these creatures, they had the likeness of a man, but they weren't men. They were creatures. They were something that's not men. They were something of another species, right? And everyone had 4 faces. And everyone had 4 wings. It had 4 faces because that faces, man, is just frightening. You see something with 4 faces, what is that telling you? What is that telling you? The 4 faces is telling you what? Something frightening. Something that you can't quite perceive. Something that's scary. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And it had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet. And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's hoof. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings, and their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. So what is that telling you? What other biblical entity that you know has wings? And they are the color of burnished brass. What does that mean? That means that brass is burnt, dark brown. So even the angels were dark brown. Even the angels was of a brown hue. All right, so I showed you God, I showed you the angels. Let's see what else we could find. Let's see what else we can find, because your Christian pastor tells you there's no color in the Bible. Even though you're talking about nothing but people and nations in the Bible, but there's no color in it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to Jeremiah 14:2. Maybe this one will clear it up. Maybe this one will make it nice and clear. Let me type it up in the chat. Take it 14:2. Let me get there with y'all. Yeah. Let's start at 1. And the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah. Oh, my fault. Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 1. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. So these are the words of the Lord coming to Jeremiah. He's letting Jeremiah know that Judah is not in good shape. Judah mourneth. You know what mourning means? Mourning means, you're depressed. You're going through it. You're sad. And the gates thereof languish. Is it talking about your gates in front of your house? I don't think that makes people sad. No, the gates. Think of what gates do. Think of the whole purpose of a gate. A gate is to protect you. A gate is your protection. It keeps what doesn't belong amongst you out and keeps y'all in together. Well, the gates languish. The gates are of no good and of no use. So what is supposed to protect Black, Hispanic, and Native people today? What is supposed to protect us? Our leaders. Our leaders are supposed to protect us. But our leaders today rather be, kissing the government's backside. You know what I'm saying? Our leaders today support all types of movement that are against the Most High. They support the LGBTQ. They support drug dealing and drug use. They support our women on stripper poles. They support, all types of manner of evil, like eating all the pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster you want. They support things that are against the Most High. That's what our leaders do. So our gates are weak and they're broken. That's why so many of us are not within the gate. And that's why so many of them are inside the gate, causing as much harm and damage to our property as possible. Our enemy is within our gates. Our enemy is fully within. While we turn around and leave the gates and join their world, assimilate into their culture and lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. That's why the gates are languished. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know, Judah is the Negro. You know what I'm saying? And they're mourning. We are sad. We are depressed. Know why is Judah mourning? Why is Judah mourning? Just like back then, Judah mourning because Judah was getting slaughtered. Judah was under oppression. Judah was under all of that. Everything we're going through now, we were going through then. We had an unrighteous nation over us. You know what I'm saying? We had an unrighteous nation over us, and we was committing all types of manner of wickedness and evil ourselves. And now we get slaughtered in the streets by ourselves and our enemies, just like back then. So we are mourning. We're going through it. We having our children aborted at a rapid rate. You know what I'm saying? Abortion is doing more murders than all other manners of death combined in the Black community. All other manners of death. You know what I'm saying? So Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground. They are black unto the ground. Wow. Judah is black unto the ground. Why would they reference unto the ground? If you look at the ground, go outside, look at the dirt. Look at the ground. Get close to it. Really look at it. Get a pile of dirt in your hands, and you will see there's many shades of brown. The Bible's Black history, y'all. The Bible's Black history, straight up and down. And if Judah is black, what does that mean? That means all the Israelites are black. Because they all are family. So Judah mourneth, and the gate thereof language. They are black unto the ground. The ground is brown. You have some dark spots that almost look like they're black, all the way to light spots that almost look like they're white. There's many shades when it comes to blackness, when it comes to our people. Mind you, us being called black is not because of our skin tone, because no human on this planet, maybe except for some Sudanese or some Ethiopians or so, are actually black. We are many shades of brown, just like the ground. You know what I'm saying? And the cry of Jerusalem is going up. Why are they crying? Because they're going through it, and they're praying. They're praying to get out of the situation that they're in. They're praying to get out of this hell that they're in. May the Most High listen. Only one way He's going to listen is if we start loving each other and following His laws. That's the only way He's going to listen. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get Songs of Solomon now. Let's go to Songs of Solomon. Now we know a tribe, but let's go with a certain person that's in that same tribe. You can find a certain person that is a Judite. Songs of Solomon 1 through 5. Hopefully you got your Bible, man. Hopefully you got your Bible. Songs of Solomon. Shall I go up? Nah. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black. No, if you had your Bible, you would know that's exactly what it says. Hope you got that KJV, because all those other versions will be like dancing around this. But it literally says, I am black, but comely. I don't know if you know what the word comely means, but if you know what the word comely means, that means I am fine, I am beautiful. Comely is a word that describes a fair appearance. So what is Solomon saying right here? I wonder if Solomon said it loud. He said, I am black and beautiful. That was a major movement in the 70s and 80s. I am black and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That is a great, I mean, he literally was the king of Judah. I don't know what more evidence I need to prove to you that this is a black book. If King Solomon was black, what does that mean? That means his father, King David, was black. And his father, so forth and so on, all the way back to Adam, Negroes. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the kins of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. So he is saying he is dark and fine. He's bigging himself up. He's bigging himself up in front of a bunch of women. I mean, women act like they don't like arrogant men, but a lot of them do. It's not actually any women. Let me put it back. These women are his women. But he's bigging himself up like, yo, girl, look at me. Look at me. Man, I'm black and beautiful. Man, I'm about as black as the tents of Kedar. You know what I'm saying? I'm as black as the tents of Kedar at the curtains of Solomon. That's how fine I am. That is something that only black, Hispanic, and Native men do that. Only black, Hispanic, and Native men do that. I don't know if anybody else doing that. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get Job 30 and 30. Let's go with somebody else that's in the Bible. Oops, my fault. Go with Job 30 and 30. All right. You ready for it? Let's get with it. Job chapter 30, verse 30. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. So this is Job going through it, but he mentioned his skin. His skin is black upon him. His skin is black. Job is a black man too. Y'all know who Job is. Job was the man that was so faithful, man that followed the law to the T. He was described as perfect. I know y'all Christians think that only Jesus Christ in the Bible was perfect, but no, Job was perfect. And that is your ancestor too. Job was a perfect man. You know what I'm saying? And he was black. King Solomon was about as fly as can be, and he was black. That means his father, King David, is black. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah, described God as black. Described a certain man that he seen or had a vision of. We're going to get to the fruition of that vision too. So I hope y'all remember what it was saying. We might go into that next. But all these people in the Bible that are not hated, that are not despised or looked down upon, the actual chosen people of the Bible are black. To be specific, so to modern times, black, Hispanic, and Native people. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get to Revelations. All right. Let's go. Nope, I never typed it in. Let me get to it first. Actually, let's start with Revelations 1 and 1. Revelations 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ. Who knows what the word revelation means? Who has an understanding on that? Correct. It means to reveal. So when you have a revelation, you are revealing something. What is this man revealing? Revelation 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, who proper name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. This is the revelation of Christ. This is the revealing of him. Because the Most High knows that through time, details get murky and muddy. So we have to write some things down. We're going to have to reveal Christ for who he is through these scriptures and not through modern depiction. Because modern depiction is what's wrong with the world today. You know what I'm saying? But let's get with it. To show unto his servants things that must shortly come to pass. So he's having not just a revelation of Christ, but also a revelation of vision showing him of what's to come. You know what I'm saying? And he sent and signified it by his angels unto his servants, right? So let's drop down to verse 13. Let me type it in. Drop down to verse 13. Hopefully you got your joint with you. CHDV said, are you Jew? Well, me specifically, yes. I am a Jew with no ish. There's no ish attached to it. I'm just straight up a Jew. I'm from the tribe of Judah. I am an Israelite. I am a priest and prophet under the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yahan. The complete authority of biblical scholarship. So let's read it. Revelation chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. Like, what are these 7 candlesticks? These 7 candlesticks are the 7 churches that this brother was sent to, erect. You know what I'm saying? He's sent to build these churches. And that's what he did. So in the midst of these 7, who's over all these 7 candlesticks? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Christ. He is amongst these 7 candlesticks, right? Let's continue. Cloth with a garment down to the foot. So he's about to give a description of the Son of Man, which we all know to be Christ. He's clothed with a garment down to the foot. You know what I'm saying? That same type of garment that y'all like to laugh at us about, you know, when we out there blazing on y'all. But those garments are about as fly as can be. Even Christ was rocking them. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. With a garment down to the foot and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. He was girt around the paps with a golden girdle. That means he had a war belt on. Back in the days, to prevent 9 stabbings, they had a thick hide belt that covered up most of their midsection, covered up most of their paps. And Christ had one of those, you know what I'm saying, around him in his garment. So he's about as fly as it can be. My man had gold on his belt. You know what I'm saying? None of those people over there would have thought of doing anything that fly. They all dress the same. They don't stick out as individuals. Israelites all through the Bible like to stick out. All the way up to Joseph. Joseph had a rainbow coat that had his other brothers jealous. Because it's an Israelite spirit to be as fly as can be. It's not in their spirit. Them over there, they don't have that spirit. The issues don't know how to be fly. All they know how to do is dig tunnels under synagogues in Brooklyn. That's all they know how to do. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Don't that sound familiar? If y'all remember the first verse I read, it was describing a certain man. It was describing a certain man who was dressed in the burl, you know what I'm saying, all that. But let's continue. His head and his hairs were white like wool. The verse I read before, wasn't his hair the pure wool? That certain man had hair like pure wool. You know what I'm saying? As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Before in the other description I read, didn't that certain man have the eyes that were red, that were as of fire? Didn't he? So I could say it's safe to say that that certain man back in Jeremiah was Christ. You know what I'm saying? That certain man was Christ. Salakia. Bear with me one sec. All right. Let's get back with it. So fair to say that certain man that Jeremiah was having a vision of, you know what I'm saying? That description matches this description. But let's continue. Let's cement it. Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass. If you look at your feet, look at your feet. Don't mind that bump that's on the toe. Don't just ignore the bump that's on the toe, right? Just look at your skin on your feet. Does it resemble the skin that's on your face? Doesn't it resemble the skin that's on your hand, your neck, your back, your stomach? So if your skin on your foot is a certain color, it's safe to say, unless you have some type of skin issue, it's safe to say that your whole body is that one color. Let's see what this body's color was like. And his feet like unto fine brass. His feet was like unto fine brass. High quality, shiny, pretty brass. Look, I don't know if you know what the color of brass is, but you can Google it. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to find an encyclopedia no more. You could just go on your phone and Google brass, and it'll come up. You ain't gonna find no pink brass. You ain't gonna find no red brass. You ain't gonna find no white brass. Brass is a derivative of brown. It's very close to the hue of brown, but that's not the end of the description. That's not the end of it. Let's continue. As if they burned in the furnace. So he had the skin of brass as if it burned in the furnace. Let's think of the widest thing I could think of. A marshmallow. If you burned a marshmallow, what color would it be? If you burned a napkin, what color would it be? If you burned anything of our oppressor's hue, from red to pink to pale, hell, if you burn anything of any color, it's only going to turn out one color, and that is black. So this man's feet was unto fine brass as if it was burned in a furnace. Now, I seen burnt brass. It is dark skin. Christ was a dark skinned man. Christ was out here looking like Wesley Snipes. He was dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? So what is this dude that we see? What is this depiction, this modern day depiction that your grandma has in her house? That's in almost every church. What is this depiction? Who is that guy? Who is that guy? Because for me to prove that the Bible is actually Black history, you got to take that man out of it. That man that's sitting up on that cross with his stringy hair, whose hair is not like wool, who looks like he whispers, who looks about as rainbow flaggish as can be. That man is actually Caesar Borgia the sixth, the son of Alexander, the sixth of Rome. You know what I'm saying? He is the son of a pope. He's the son of a Caesar that became a pope. You know what I'm saying? And he told his son's his son rainbow flag partner, because I'm on TikTok, so I got to watch my words. You know what I'm saying? His son's rainbow flag partner, Leonardo da Vinci, to paint him as if he was Christ, as if he was the Messiah. And Leonardo did. And everybody took that as a depiction of Christ, when the Bible has a completely different depiction. The Bible's depiction has nothing in common with that picture. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish the verse. And his voice as the sound of many waters. The brother was loud. Ain't that what they always like to say about us, that we're loud? We're always loud. We're in the movie just being loud. We're in the park being loud. Next door neighbors are loud. I don't know what to tell you, but Christ was definitely a Black man. Definitely was Black. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how hard and how difficult it must be for people to understand, but he was a Black man. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get Acts 13:1. Because the Christian church says there's no color in the Bible. I read one in the New Testament. Let's read another. And this ain't much of a color scripture as much as I'm gonna have to be careful how I break down this verse on TikTok. They're gonna take it down. They're gonna take me down, but I'm gonna have to teach anyway. I'm going to have to let it be known anyway. So y'all on TikTok, just a warning. This verse is going to get me taken down. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to teach this verse as it was taught to me. I'm going to try to be as cool as possible. But if you want to continue, you go to ISUPK Boston on YouTube or ISUPK Boston, or ISUPK Connecticut on YouTube. Either one, right? So let's get it. Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers. So there were certain prophets and teachers. What does that mean? If you were a prophet, you were of Israel. You was an Israelite. According to the scriptures, nobody else could be. So that Muhammad being a prophet is BS. Muhammad is not no prophet. He is how can I say this nicely? He is a pedo. Hopefully I don't get taken down for saying pedo. Muhammad is a pedo. I ain't taken down yet, so it worked. All right. So according to the Bible, only prophets could be of Israelite descent. You know what I'm saying? And let me continue. As Barnabas and Simeon. So these brothers, they even mentioned a couple of them. They mentioned Barnabas and Simeon. These two are prophets and teachers, and they follow Christ, right? That were called Niger. I don't know if you know, but I want y'all to get y'all Google machine out. Now I want y'all to Google this. Look up the word Niger. See what it means. Niger. Niger. The word literally just means black. They were called black. Barnabas and Simeon, look at those prophets. Come on, we all know somebody in the hood named Black. We all know somebody in the hood named Black. We all know him. You got Mike Black. You know what I'm saying? You got all types of blacks in the hood. But these two were called Niger. They were called Black. So let's say Niger, pretend like you're a Southerner. Pretend like you straight from the deepest of the South. You're from Mobile, Alabama or something. You're not even from Mobile. I got to put you in one of the small cities of Alabama, like Tuscaloosa or something. One of those small cities, small towns. There's nothing but 3 farms and 2 houses. Act like you're from there and say Niger. Guess what's going to come out? Pretend like you got a Southern accent and say Niger. Only one word's going to come out. You say Niger with a Southern drawl, it's going to come out like there's 2 G's in it. And if you look up the etymology, of the N-word, you understand that the N-word actually derives from the word Niger. And Niger just means black. So I know the Christian church like to teach you that it means ignorant, but it doesn't. That's something that they put into the word later to make us feel like our oppressor calling us this is not a bad thing. But the truth is, these 2 prophets were called Niger. And if those people that was calling them Niger had a Southern drawl, guess what they would be calling them? I will let y'all take a guess, but you already know what it is. You already know what it sounds like. Those two prophets would have straight up and down called nigger. Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish it up. And Lucius of Cyrene and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. I just don't like, you know what I'm saying? I know my point was in the middle of it, but I just don't like leaving scriptures unread. Because that leaves our enemies to make up a whole bunch of nonsense. Let's get Revelation 2 and 9. Let's get Revelation 2 and 9. I'm not even sure. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, let's get Revelations 2 and 9. Because we got to clear up some misconceptions real quick. Hopefully you're there with me. Damn right, true. Yo, Savage, what culture is that? What culture are you speaking of? Make it clear for me, Savage. What culture are you speaking of? I know my man says Savage Chancla, so he might be a brother. He might be Mikana. Or it might just be a gringo. Gringos are out here all the time, pretending to be what they're not. But Revelations chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty. See, the Most High is telling us that he knows what we are going through. He knows how hard we are trying to live right according to him. He knows how difficult it is to do that. And he knows our poverty. He knows what we're going through. He knows the hell we're going through. But he has a message for us. But thou art rich. No matter what we're going through, we are rich. Know why? Know why we're rich? Because we are the Most High's children. Iberial Jew. Iberial Jew. Iberial's he's a Europe. He's European. You gonna make me look up some mid-class, man. Iberial. I know of Iberial, a meat company. But so you are a Iberial Jew. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what tribe Iberial is. So he's an Ishi. Check it out, you Ishi. Let me tell you something. I'm about to read this verse and it fits you perfectly, all right? All right, Mr. Chanclas. That's how you know he's not a real brother. But he definitely is one of those issues because he's still in chanclas, like he's about that life. You know what I'm saying? But this verse is for you. It's crazy. You come in as I'm about to start this verse. This is the Most High sending you a message directly. All right, Savage? The Most High wants you to hear this message. The 10 tribes came to Iberia. I don't even, where's Iberia? Where's that at? Where's Iberia? You mean Liberia? I don't know where Iberia is. I think it's a place you made up or you saw in a cartoon or something. I mean, I ain't no geologist, but I never heard of this place called Iberia. But Savage, let me get through with this verse. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. Are those issues that are in the land actually rich? Are those issues actually poor? Which one are they? Are they actually rich or are they actually poor? Because this verse says he knows that the Israelites work, tribulation, and poverty. But he's telling them that they are rich. So this rich is not a monetary rich. This rich is a spiritual rich. So tell me, those people that are in the land, those people that are in the land today, are they poor? No, they're not poor. They are rich. The president trying to pass another bill to pass over billions of dollars to Israel. They definitely aren't poor. America gives them millions of dollars of reparations, hundreds of millions of dollars of reparations a year. Oh, they definitely ain't poor. But let's get with it. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews. For one, a blasphemy is a lie against God. So them saying that they are Jews are lies against God because they are not. But who says they are Jews? Who says they are Jews? Black people, we say we are everything but that. Hispanic people say they are everything but that. Native people say they are everything but that. But everybody else could say that they are that and nothing will happen to them. Ethiopians claim they're Jews, nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? All types of Jews in the world, and nothing happening to them when they say they're Jews. But once we're saying, like Kyrie Irving just posted up a post, he ain't even say it. The world came at his neck. Kanye, the world came at his neck. You know what I'm saying? What's that boy, Nick Cannon? The world came at his neck. We definitely don't say it. Because if we do, our world will collapse. So who actually says they are the Jews? Savage? Your people. Your people say they are the Jews. Your people make this claim. It's your people that do it. Nobody else's. Nobody else's people claim to be the Jews. And the fact that y'all making that claim is a blasphemy against the Most High. It's a blasphemy. And you know what blasphemy are? Those are abominations that get dealt with in the harshest way. So when things hit the fan, which I pray that they do soon, y'all going to get the harshest treatment. You know what I'm saying? So let me continue with it. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. Y'all are not. But let me tell you what you are. Let me tell you what you are. You are of the synagogue of Satan. That's the Bible. That's the Bible. That's the book that your whole existence is copied. No, sir, it's DNA and history. DNA. Oh man, DNA have been proven false so many times. There's animals right now being tested and coming back with human DNA. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all got no evidence that y'all are actually those people. Y'all just say it. Y'all just say it. Y'all took our customs and practices, didn't even practice them correctly, and took that. So no, I'm sorry. The Torah don't belong to you. The Torah belongs to blacks, natives, and Hispanics. That's our mail. Stop reading our mail. You reading our mail is straight up and down a federal crime. It's a federal crime. So I'm sorry, Mr. Ishi. You're just going to have to admit that you're Ishi. You all Ish, no Jew. While we're all Jew, no Ish. We're not the same. We're complete opposites. And everything about your life and culture just says y'all are far from the salt of the earth. Far from it. Y'all got no flavor. Y'all bland as can be. All y'all dress the same. All y'all do the same stupid, silly dance. Y'all got no flavor. But maybe next time, Mr. Ishii. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how he came in on that verse, though. But let's get with it. Let's go with 3 and 9. Let's go with Revelation 3 and 9. I think that's the next one I'm going to. Revelations 3 and 9. If you did, read along with me. Behold, I will make them of the synagogues of Satan. Now remember, there's a group of people who claim to be Jews. There's a group of people who claim that these scriptures are of them. This is about them. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet. If you know what thy feet means, it means your feet. It doesn't mean my feet. It means your feet. And these words are in red. These words are in red. If you have even any biblical knowledge, just know when you see red letters that it means Christ is speaking. And Christ is saying that those people that are of the synagogue of Satan, that say they are Jews and are not, he's going to make them worship before the real Jews' feet. He said that. So a lot of cats like to put down the boot kiss. Nah, let them kiss our boots, B. Let them kiss the boots. It should be an honor for them. I mean, we don't force them to do it, but it should be an honor for them to do it. Straight up and down. Hold on. And to know that I have loved thee. He gonna make, like, when Christ, like, when everything hits the fan, they're gonna know who this book is about. They're gonna know who the true Israelites are. They will have no choice but to. They will have no choice but to. Bear with me one sec. Yeah, I'm drinking water out of a juice. Look, the Most High knows my poverty, all right? All right, the Most High knows it. Yeah, I'm drinking water out of a juice truck. The Most High knows my poverty. Deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to, should we stay in Revelations? Yeah, let's go back to 2. Let's go back to 2. There was something I wanted to bring out, but, goofball made me forget. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to bring this one up? Yeah, this is another description, right? Let's read it. Revelation chapter 2, verse 18. And unto the angel of the church of Thyatira, write, these things saith the Son of God, who hath his eyes like unto flames of fire, and his feet are like fine brass. We all went through this. We know what brass is like. We know what fine brass is like. That's brown. That means Christ is brown. Christ is a black man. That is the Son of Man. That's a second description in the same book of his feet being brown. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would like to ignore that. But no, let's go to Genesis 42 and 8. Let's go back to the beginning. No, matter of fact, no. Let's get this. Let's get this. I want to go into something that shows you more how this book is black culture. Who wants to be a walking stereotype real quick? I love fried chicken. I know you love fried chicken too. I know you do. I love fried meat altogether. Did y'all know fried meat is biblical? Fried meat is biblical. And I'm about to get into it. Let's go to Leviticus 7 and 10. Let's go to Leviticus 7 and 10. Ooh. All right, if you're there with me, read along. And every meat offering mingled with oil and dry shall the son of Aaron have, one as much as another. So this is more like I remember growing up and there was a Puerto Rican sister that lived above my family, back in Springfield. There was like, Massachusetts full of those duplexes and triplexes. So y'all know what it is. And she used to, we were a tight-knit house, you know what I'm saying? Even though we weren't the same family, they lived on the second floor, we lived on the first. They would make food, send it down, my family make food, send it up. And that's the first time I ever had chicken fried naked. What that means, there's no flour involved. They just season it up and fry it. And Puerto Ricans are known to do that. That's how they do it. That's how they fry the chicken. You know what I'm saying? And there's another way to fry chicken. You know what I'm saying? There's another way to do it. If we're going to do it, go to Leviticus 2 and 5. I'm going to show you how the other way the meat was fried. Okay. And if thy oblation of meat offering bacon in a pan, it shall be of fine flour, unleavened, mingled with oil. That's straight up and down. You are frying up some chicken right there. That is black culture like anything. You will never see, you know what I'm saying, our enemies bragging about fried food. They really ain't into it like we are. They into baked. They were frying up food biblically. The Bible is black history, but that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Let's go to something else. Let's go to the Songs of Solomon. Let's go back to Songs of Solomon. Remember in Songs of Solomon, 1 and 5? We're in 1 and 10 now. In Songs of Solomon 1 and 5, King Solomon was like, yo, I'm black and beautiful. Telling the women, I'm black and beautiful. And look at one of the things that he points out that makes him beautiful. Look at, you got to peep his style real quick. Understand how he was doing it. It says, thy cheeks are comely. We all know that comely means beautiful, right? With rows of jewels. His cheeks had rows of jewels in them. Rows of jewels. You know what I'm saying? With chains of gold. Chains of gold. My man had gold fronts with jewels in them. King Solomon had a gold grill with jewels in them. I know brothers think, you know, the grills with the diamonds in them is something new, but King Solomon was doing it back then. It's nothing new. It's nothing new at all. King Solomon been doing this. Do you see? Our white people don't even find that as something beautiful to do. They frown upon it. They look at us like we nuts, like we wasting gold or something. King Solomon was doing this back then. Almost 4,000 plus years ago. King Solomon had gold teeth. Rows of gold, but let's continue. We will make thee borders of gold with studs and silver. You know what I'm saying? Only we are that fly. Only we would deck our clothes up with gold and silver. Our enemy will not do that. This is not our enemy's culture. This is not his book. Point blank and simple. He does not have that type of flavor. He don't have that type of style. He's not that, you know, he's not the salt of the earth. The Bible says Israel's the salt of the earth. Who gives this world flavor? Everybody copies what we do. Everybody wants to be like us. Everybody steals the things that we do. And if we do anything that they do, guess what we do? We make it even better. We make it cooler. You know what I'm saying? We had the fade back in the 70s and 80s. Then we flexed it up to a high top fades and low top fades. And then we got Gumbies. Wow, 30 to 40 years later. Guess what happens? A white boy does it. Now it's called that. Now it's named after him. And guess what? He's going to take the salt right out of it. Now no black person's going to have. We're going to come up with something new and creative, something completely different. And then they're going to look down upon it. Then they're going to steal that. Just like they did with rap. They look down upon it. Now they're trying to steal it. That's what our enemy does. That's what he do. He's a culture vulture. He's a bandit. This is the way he is. And it started with him stealing our book. The Bible is straight up and down our book. Everything about it is us. To the way they talk on here is us. We're the only people that you got to listen to and understand the whole context. You can't jump into a middle of a black conversation and know what's going on. And that's what they do when they read this book. That's how Christians teach y'all to read this book. Y'all jumping in it and not knowing what's going on because y'all understand that this is a black book. So you got to understand the context of things. You just got to. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's see what else. Let's see what else I can get into. Let me see. It's not a bad one. Let's go with it. Leviticus 13 and 30. I got a question for y'all. And I want y'all to be honest. Have you ever seen a white person with razor bumps? When he shaves his skin, his hair off his face, you ever seen him get razor bumps? I never seen it. I never seen him get razor bumps. It seems like that's something that only afflicts us. So let me get with it. Leviticus chapter 13, verse 30. Then the priest shall see the plague. Oh, let me start up. And if a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, like, as men, we got beards, women don't. So it's talking about the woman's head. And the woman's head. Our sisters be having hair issues. Our sisters have hair issues. It's not even really an issue. They just treat it like it's an issue, right? Then the priest shall see the plague. Like when we shave, because in the scriptures, we have a law that we're not supposed to be like, we could trim down, but we cannot be shaving. No razor is supposed to be touching our skin. So when we shave, we end up breaking out in razor bumps. You know why? Because that's something that we're not supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And let me continue with it. Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, like some of these razor bumps, they get under the skin. I had it before. That joint hurts, right? Deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it. Wow. You know how that razor bump formed? Because hair be in it, right? Then the priest shall shut up him and have the plague of the skull 7 days. So that means he got to separate for 7 days till that joint heals up. Till he solves that issue. Oh, no. I jumped down. Hold on. And there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. And it is a dry skull, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. Let me tell you something. What is yellow thin hair? What is yellow thin hair? That is blonde hair. Who is synonymous with having blonde hair? Who is synonymous with having yellow blonde hair? So you shave, now you got hair, and then there's a little blonde one comes out. Guess what? You're considered a leopard. You are considered dirty and unclean, and you have to get rid of it. We have to get rid of it. You have to separate. But if it's a little black one, you can go on for 7 days. Just wait till that heals up. Then you can come back around us. But if it's a blonde hair, you got to separate. So the question is, right? If they are the chosen people and blonde hair is synonymous with them, wouldn't they be considered unclean? Wouldn't they be considered dirty? Why would the Most High choose a people to have unclean hair and then be his chosen people? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go off to one more verse. I'm going to finish it off with one more verse. Well, no, I'm supposed to jump down a little more. Yeah, here's one. If a man also or a woman, Leviticus chapter 13, verse 38. If a man also or a woman have in the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots. Y'all hear that? If they were white already, how would you see a white spot on white skin? How would you see a bright spot on white skin? So I'm going to read that again. Leviticus 13 and 38. If a man also or a woman have in their skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, what would that tell you? What would that tell you? That would tell you that their skin wasn't white. Because you can only get white spots if your skin's not white. If you got a white spot, your skin will blend in perfectly. The spot will blend, nobody will notice it. Know why? Because the Israelite skin wasn't of the Ishi's complexion. The Ishi's complexion does not match this book. I don't know how much further I got to prove to you that this book is Black history, but that should be pretty evident right there. Let's continue. Then the priest shall look, and behold, if this bright spot in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot that groweth in the skin. He is clean. So if he has freckles, you're cool. You're cool. So how, we all know freckles are darker than our normal skin. Nobody has freckles that is lighter. But if you have white or bright spots in your skin, that means you're obviously a colored person and you can see those white, bright spots. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And the man, oh, no, that's not it. It's going to a different subject. It's going into here. But that tells you right there that the skin of those people were of a darkish hue. The Bible is Black history, y'all. Y'all can deny it and fight it all you want, but it's what I said that was the last verse, didn't I? Let's see if I can find one more. Let's go to Numbers. I could go into it a bit. Yeah, let's go into it. Numbers chapter 6, verse 5. All the days of the vow. Now, this is a vow. A Nazarene vow. Hopefully I said that right. Nazarite vow, right? This is of their culture, right? So all the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head until the days be fulfilled, in the which he separateth himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of his hair, of his head grow. Now, we're going to get into this one. If you understand what locks means in this definition, does not mean dreadlocks. Dreadlocks is not Black culture. Dreadlocks is actually East Indian culture. It's not even Egyptian culture. It's East Indian culture. But what this is talking about, when you get into the concordance, you're going to find out that this word for locks is actually plaits. If you know what plaits are, plaits is when your hair is woven. So when it's called a lock, that means it's more of a braid. Know why braids are called locks? Because you can unlock it. Just unlock it. Just unweave it. Locks are called dreadlocks because those are locks that is very dreadful to unlock. Very hard to unlock some dreads. Some people use chemicals to do it. Some people takes days. It's a process. It's a whole process. You know what I'm saying? So that is definitely black culture there. Because you know what? When I was a kid, I used to hate getting my hair cut. And I'm pretty sure most black men as kids used to hate it. The majority of us did. We probably didn't sit down fully for a haircut until we were about 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? But before then, you used to hate it. We just never wanted it. Never wanted it. You know what I'm saying? But let's chill. Let's chill. Let's get on. Now I'm gonna end it right there. Hold on, I can get more. Hold on. Let's go with see if I can find some more culture, some more black culture up in this book. There's plenty. Here's some black culture for y'all that's in this book. Who likes partying more than black people? Who? Nobody. We are a very social people. Every high holy day, every high holy day, except for one, is literally a party. It's a gathering, a get together, a solemn, a feast, everything. There's one holiday called the Feast of Tabernacles, which is a 7-day outdoor party. Only one that's not a feast really is because you can't eat. That's the Day of Atonement. You know what I'm saying? But let's get with it. What is it? 12 and 10, right? This is one that a lot of people like to forget about, but let's get with it. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. She became leprous. She became as white as snow. So that shows you being white is being leprous, right? Here's the thing. What color was she before then? What color was she before she became leprous? She's a woman of some type of brown hue. She was a woman of some type of brown hue. Let's continue with it. White as snow, and Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. So Miriam is leprous. Aaron comes to Moses, pray for her. You know what I'm saying? He don't want his woman's body looking like this, looking like a snow bunny. He didn't want that. Aaron didn't want his woman looking like a snow bunny. So Aaron came to Moses and, prayed to the Most High that, whatever we did, we get forgiven for, and hopefully this gets resolved. So let's continue. I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, where we have done foolishly. I already read that, right? Well, verse 13. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Quick question. Her father did everything but spit in her face. Shouldn't she still be ashamed 7 days? Yes, she should. Let's continue. Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that, let her be received again. So basically, he's going to quarantine her. Yes, quarantining is black culture. That's something else that all oppressors stole from us. Quarantining. So she was You got to go over there. Go over there. And she had to be there for 7 days, right? Let's continue. And Miriam was shut out of the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. So nobody went anywhere until she was brought back into the camp, right? And afterward, the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Param. What does that mean? They were looking out for her, but I read too much. I almost went to the full story, right? But the point of it is, if she was turned white by getting this disease of leprosy, what color was she before she got the disease? Miriam's a black woman. It's just that simple. She was black. And I'm going to end the class with that. I might be back on TikTok to actually get it in with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Start, you know what I'm saying? Go into the battle. I know a lot of y'all got some trash y'all want to talk and got some doubt y'all want to try to plant and whatever else y'all want to battle. I understand. We can do that. But I'm going to be doing that approximately about 45 minutes, all right? I got to charge this phone. But with that, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Start out at 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. If any brother or sister want to be involved in the school, it's different for brothers. Brothers got to get in all black, black shirt, black pants, black headband. You know what I'm saying? They got to be in all black. You know what I'm saying? And then after the 6 months is over, you will get your Hebrew name. You know what I'm saying? And if any brother or sister has an interest in one another, they will have to wait 6 months so the brother and sister can get that world off them, so they get the filth that this world has taught us off of them. You know what I'm saying? And after that 6 months, you go talk to that brother or sister's head. And if that works out, then y'all can start courting. Once the courtship starts, y'all court for like 6 months or longer. And then you ask permission to get married. Once y'all get married, bang, bang. It is what it is. And then straight up and down, don't forget April 20th, we got the Passover going down in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to be there. Are you going to be there? Are you going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina? That's where it's going to be at. That's going to be 5 days of just black people being black people. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. You know, I have all my black, Hispanic, and Native brothers in one building, just being all safest place on the planet. So actually it's in Durham, and so in Durham, North Carolina, the Passover, the 55th Passover is going down, April 20th. Prepare yourself. Pay a $200 fee. I already paid mine. You better pay yours, because if you do, you ain't getting in nothing, because everything is predicated on your $200. 5 days of partying, $200. That's not bad. And oh yeah, we got the Feast of Purim, February 22nd. You know what I'm saying? February 22nd. I'm going to be broadcasting a class live from here. You know what I'm saying? And with that, shalom.